everyone and welcome to another video. Today I want to talk about the book series that I'd like to finish in 2026. Is this gonna happen? No idea, but we're gonna try. The first book series is Lemony Snicket's A Series of Unfortunate Events. I started this series so many years ago and I got to book 9, but then I'd read 9 books in the series and that was a lot. And then I kind of stopped. So I want to pick it back up about 6 or 7 years later and finish this series. There's 13 books in total, and I'm curious to see what happens next. I also really like the artwork from Brett Helquist that's in it. Then the second book series that I love to finish is the Ruby Redford series. I first read this one when I was about 13. I think I read 4 out of the 6 books in this series, so there's still 2 more that I need to read to know how Ruby's story ends. They're really good books. They have a kind of spy vibe. They're very cool. They're very funny as well. I love Ruby. I love Clancy, and I want to see how their story ends. So far we have 4 books. I think 4 books, 10, 11, 12, 13, yeah, 4 books in Lemony Snicket, 2 books in Ruby Redford that I'd like to read. Then up next is Molly Moon. This is one of the very first book series I started in English. I started this when I was 12. I think maybe barely 12. So I read 4 of these books. They're about a girl, an orphan, who gets superpowers. Her first superpower is the power of hypnotism that she teaches herself with a book in the library how to do. And it's so much fun. The books get kind of extravagant the way the series goes on. But still, I want to know how book 5 and 6 go and how her story ends as well. So that's 8 books so far that I want to read. Now, these books were kind of middle grade area. Now we're going to the young adult because I want to finish Aristotle and Dante. I have read the first book. It's a duology. It's a love story between 2 teenagers, 2 boys, and it's really good. I know, like, a love story between 2 teenagers, that sounds like a lot of YA, but this one is actually written really beautifully. It's so good. Um, and I'm in book 2 now, so I want to finish book 2. I think maybe a part of me doesn't want the series to end, which is why I've been dragging it out. And also, it's quite intense sometimes, emotionally. So, yes, that's another one that I want to finish in 2026. Then here we have The City of Ember. I don't know if you've seen the movie or read the book, but this is so good. By Jeannie DePro. I love this series. It's about there being a dystopian disaster, and then um, they've prepped for it by having a city built underground, but then many years later, the lights in the cities start to fade because the power uh, generator or reactor, however it's called, yeah, the generator starts malfunctioning, and they have to find a way to escape the city of Ember. I've read the first book, the second book, I've read the third book, which is actually the prequel. I only need to read the finale, so I definitely want to do that in 2026, maybe even in 2025, but we don't have that many days left. So that's so far 10 books that I want to read in 2026. Then we have Inkheart, which I have in Dutch. It's originally German. I've read book 1, this one, when I was about, I think, 10 years old. So you can imagine how long I have not finished this series. I have read book 2. And I have book 3, and it's a really thick book. It's like, I think, around 600 pages maybe. So that's gonna take a while, but I do want to finish it. I want to see how this story ends. And I think the Reckless series might even still be ongoing, so I can't finish that one. But this is the final part, so you can actually see how many pages it is. Yeah, it is around 600 pages. So that's gonna be a while. But then now we have 11 books. And so that's a lot of books that I want to read. Then here we have another YA one, Tempest of Tea, that I would love to read the second part of, the duology. I have it in my house. I have a plan to read it with a friend end of January. So I'm definitely going to be reading that one. It's a bit of a Six of Crows vibes, this one, and it's very good. I really enjoyed it. I've finished this one quite recently, and it was one of my top reads for the year. It took me a little bit of time to get into it, but once I did, it was really good. So if you like Six of Crows, definitely check out A Tempest of Tea for sure. Then the final series that I for sure want to finish in 2026 is this one. My own series, Love and Laws in Camden, is part one. It's called Seasons of Camden, and book 3 and 4 I want to release in 2026. I'm currently writing book 3, so I really want to finish that series because next year will be the 5 years of Camden. What this series is about, well, it's about a young man, Audrey. He's taking care of his dementing father, and he's shutting himself off from everyone except for his best friend Dylan. He only gets enjoyment from his baking, but he doesn't dare become an actual baker because he spends all his time taking care of his dad and is afraid to take the leap. But then when his sister returns from New York with her boyfriend Zachary, things slowly begin to change for Audrey, and, well, love happens. So that's 14 books that we have now. That's quite a lot already. And then we have some honorable mentions because, well, I don't know how much I'm gonna be reading other than these series next year. I'll definitely be reading some books, but one series I'm also interested in finishing is the Northern Lights trilogy by Philip Pullman. In America, part one is called The Golden Compass, and I've read part one. I haven't read 2 and 3 yet, and I read this one I think around 2014. So that's also a series that has long been on my mind. I'm not sure if 2026 will be the year, but it will be soon. And then we have the Emily of New Moon trilogy. Look how pretty. This is one of the prettiest books that I have. I'm currently in part 2, and why I'm saying like I didn't put it in the first batch of books is because I'm not sure if I want it to end because I love Emily books so much, but I think that I will definitely finish this trilogy in 2026. And then we have this series, the Gone series, which I'm currently reading book 3 of, but I don't know if I'm going to finish all of this series in 2026 because there's 6 books in the series and then you have 3 books after, so technically there's 9. So that's a lot of books, and I've been really slacking in reading book 3 because I looked up when I finished book 2, and apparently it was November, but not November this year, but November the year before. So me and my friend really haven't been reading as much as we wanted to in that series. So I'm gonna see, maybe I still need to finish. I still want to finish 2 books in 2025. I'm thinking maybe it'll be part 3. But I'm not sure if I can read that fast. I'll definitely be finishing a little poetry book, maybe a Degrassi Spike book, and then in the next year I definitely want to finish part 3 if it's not finished yet, and else part 4 and 5. We'll see how far we get into it. So these are some of my reading plans for 2026. Let me know what books are on your to be read for the new year, and I hope you have a great new year. It's going so fast. It's the 24th now as I'm recording this. And yeah, I'm excited for a book to share, excited to see where all of these stories are gonna go. In January, I'm gonna read 2 books by a friend of mine, and actually 3 books by 2 friends of mine. So these books might not make that much of an appearance yet in January. Maybe Lemony Snicket will. Let's see how many series it is in total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, so there's about 11 series. So about 1 series a month, I guess. So that'll be exciting. And I'll, of course, be starting the part 2 of A Tempest of Tea in the new month, in the new year. There's also another series I really like by Francine Omen, but I didn't put it in here because I'm not sure if part 3 will come out in 2026 or 2027. And if it comes out in 2026, how late. So I'm not sure if I can finish it next year because I'm not sure when it comes out. So yeah, but that series is a trilogy that takes place after the original. A series called Hoe overleef ik, which means How Do I Survive? And yeah, I hope you have a great day, a great Christmas, and see you guys very soon. Maybe next time there will be a song. So look forward to that.